But Elvis, it was funny. He the night before he came to see us, he was in the main showroom at the Stardust Hotel. There was a big French Lido de Paris, you know, and we were in a kind of a lounge theatre with curtains drawn and things like that. So there were about 300 seaters. They were the only resident jobs you could get, you know. So we did 8 years in the Stardust, but. I must have been doing, this is the night before, I must have been doing Hound Dog or something. Like, I was doing a medley of his. And the curtains at the back, I didn't see him, but the audience saw him and putting his head in. And so he came in, you know, and next thing, he had a cane, and again, I didn't, but there was an aisle up the middle. And he came around to the right, and there was kind of a stairway up to the stage. And he started shaking and I said, oh, who the hell? Elvis, you know. But he said, oh, and he was doing this, see you tomorrow night, he said, and gone. Oh, the pandemonium in the audience, of course. Now, the following night, the word was out that he was coming in with his entourage, which you couldn't get into the hotel, never mind where we were. It was packed from anyway, but that was the day he brought in. He was still with Priscilla that night, and he brought us to his pad. Now, funny enough, I had met him beforehand. I had met him when he was making, in Hollywood, he was making one of those movies that he hated. It was the ones that got worse. I mean, he made, when he came out of the army, he made GI Blues, and then he made Blue Hawaii. Blue Hawaii equaled The Sound of Music for a couple of years, you know. And so they said, forget Jailhouse Rock, King Creole. He played a criminal in King Creole, you know. He was hoping, I don't know if he ever would have been another James Dean in the movies. But so they put him on, and you know, he explained. I remember Tom Dunphy asking him, like, "Why did you make these movies?" We were kind of in shock, you know. But anyway, he said they made money from these movies, and we had a contract, like let's say $5 million for 3 movies. I don't know what it was, and he kind of said, you know, it became an assembly line, and the songs got worse, the plots got worse, and the money got. So he said. And he said, he kind of nearly, I think he came back live in Las Vegas, and it was just exciting for him to get back live on stage. But funnily enough, and I'm saying this as, I was never a close friend, I was an acquaintance, I suppose, but I thought after that, he even got disinterested late. He got heavy in his life, which was short, you know. Like with even back live, I think the incentive went out of that for him. I mean, it was a success now. What's next? But there was no next. I still think, you know, because I mean, Elvis was a pioneer. You know, I mean, he was something else. Like Johnny Cash was an exception, a pioneer in his own right, and you know, he was so unique. And God, I mean, I was stunned. I didn't want to do Elvis's songs the night he was coming in. You know. And so we did it, but gosh, but you know, it was an honor, you know, at that, and the fact that he actually enjoyed the whole show. He loved. This is another aspect of our show. We had 4 girls for the Hucklebuck, but they were very good Irish dancers, and Michael Coppinger was a very good accordion player in the Royals. So a big section of our show was very important because we were called the Irish Show Band. And we did big Irish songs like Danny Boy, Fields of Athenry, you know, we were very careful with that, but we were very highly legitimate with hornpipes, reels, and jigs, and the girls did them. As a matter of fact, there's a guy, Norm Chad, he reports for he still is a journalist in the Las Vegas Review-Journal. When Riverdance came to Las Vegas, he said, this has all been done before by the Irish Show Band. We had 4 girls who were very good, you know, but it wasn't. I was saying, I hope Bill Whelan doesn't hear this and read this, you know. But actually, Bill Whelan heard me saying that. I said it in an interview somewhere. And he was on a thing. He was listening to the interview in Paris, and he got a good laugh out of it. Bill Whelan would be a friend, he's a Limerick man. I was reared in Limerick before we came back down here. He did. He was knocked out with it. That's what I mean. No, the Geels are, when you play a reel and rock it, it's great, And we had the tips on the girls, he was knocked out with it.